So, I hope you guys can hear me. Sorry, I got a bit of a frog in my throat here. So, yes, I am in Belgium at the moment. So, I was going to sit outside, but it's a little bit chilly this morning. So, I thought you can just look at the forest behind me and maybe see some children running around and dogs and things like that. We're here on holiday at the minute and it's beautiful here, really awesome. Lots of cycling happening, lots of swimming happening, lots of family time and fun games and all that type of stuff. So I'm really glad that I'm actually on holiday at the minute. And I also realized that last week was quite a hectic one for everyone, and I even had the after effects myself this week of like being on that extreme high and being in the energy of the portal. And then this weekend was a bit like boof, like a bit of a punch in the stomach. So a lot of stuff came up for me this weekend and I thought I would share it with you guys. And I think it's also important that we don't just always look at the awesomeness and the like all the hype around spirituality, but also actually the reality of the shit that happens and how we get ripped open and stuff. How's it, Stefani? How's it going? And so I want to keep it real in the group, and I just want to be honest with you guys, because I think so many of the spiritual guru teacher people out there make it sound like it's all like fairy dust and shit like that, and actually sometimes it's really just hardcore pain and hardcore like issues that we have to look at. So after last week, I literally when we got here, how's it, Shirley? I cried because I forgot the towels at home for the holiday. So that's how emotional I was. I literally, like, my husband said, but you said you were going to pack it, and I just started bawling, and I'm like, what the hell's going on with me? And I realized it's that aftermath, that emotions that I've been held, that's been held within me, that needed to come out. If you guys had followed my Instagram post, I mean, I posted about, I was in Bruges, and my husband said, cool, you can go and have the morning to yourself, he'll look after our son and stuff. Went to this fantastically beautiful church, and I was having this moment, and then I just got so angry, and I had all these people like taking photos, even though there was a big sign saying don't take photos. And I went into this whole spiral of disrespect for sacredness, and then I was like, this is not about these people, it's all about me. So like, I've had this bubbling up of all these things that I obviously haven't dealt with 100%. For me to now move into the next phase. And this morning when I drew some cards just for this, it was about, the first card was about the crumbling. So it's about letting go of those old things that I'm still holding on to. And you know, as much as we're working in little chunks every time we do something, there's like a string of shit we have to deal with, like forever. How's it, Bianca? And so it's really important to understand that you work with your spiritual journey in bite-sized chunks, okay? Like, you've just dealt with the one thing. And I mean, last week for me was massive in terms of my fears about public speaking and how it came out, and how you guys basically held space for me to move through that. So that was tick for that. And then this week now, I'm needing to deal with understanding the sacredness of my being, and understanding how I've been disempowering myself through lifetimes probably. So that's my next thing I'm going to be working with. So know that even though you've dealt with one thing last week and you got to the top of it, like this week there's going to be something else. And this journey is a constant, like a big magnifying glass of the things where we are holding ourselves back from stepping into our truth. So last week it was a lot about like, what is my truth and what am I here to do? And then how am I stopping myself? And that's, for me, that's like every day, that's the journey. It's like rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. It just basically does that. So, and while I was prepping this morning also, what came up for me, it was like, feel with it, deal with it, heal. That's it. Feel, deal, heal. It's just like, just be in the moment. Whatever shit comes up for you, go there, okay? Because what we've been doing for our whole life is we kind of go, uncomfortable, suppress. Okay, now what the universe is saying, feel me, like feel into that, and then deal with it, and then you're going to heal it. Okay, so it's very simple. It's literally like, just make sure that you're there at that point, expressing and feeling all of the shit coming up, and then you can let it go. Okay, so it's really about, because the whole point is we're moving towards the soul calling, and every little thing, obstacle that you encounter gets you closer to your true self. Okay, so that you can really recreate and rebirth yourself every single time. So through every little thing that you're going through, you're constantly rebirthing. Okay, so, but there's beauty in all of this, and that's what we need to understand. So even though there's that moment where I'm going into doubt or into fear, whatever, like I just go through it, I feel it, I deal with it, and I move forward. Okay, and the only one stopping us from doing that is ourselves. So I was thinking this morning while I was prepping as well, I had this beautiful experience in March when we held the retreat in with Panthera Africa, with the lions and everything, and I got the coolest cheetah called Jumper, and I went to, so each of us got time to go and spend with the animals that chose us basically, and I went to him and I sat with him, and the minute I sat down he just started purring, so like really got me into that whole vibe of just relaxing. And then it was so beautiful because he had his little feeding enclosure, which was, they basically, what they do is they've got this big enclosure that they live in, and then there's a small enclosure that they then put the animals in when they're needing to clean and do the stuff. But it's you know, comfortable size, and he was like literally lying in the big enclosure right next to the small enclosure, and there was a doorway and the door was open, and I just had this vision, and he said to me, you're in that smaller room and the door is open, but you're choosing to stay in this little cage, your perceived cage, because for them that's their little cage that they go into every now and again when they get their stuff cleaned and stuff. And he said to me, like, literally showed me, like, you're in that cage and that is not a nice place for you to be. It's not your freedom, it's not your open space, but there's actually no door, so you can just walk through and you're out of it. And it made me realize that in life we create cages and we create these places where we're stopping ourselves from actually stepping out into our freedom, stepping out into our soul calling, stepping out into what makes us happy, and the freaking door is open most of the time, but we're like going, oh no, I'm in a cage of my own emotion. And that's what we choose. We make it our story. We decide to be in our shit because it's what keeps us safe. So this whole thing also, and how we're feeling at the minute, is the ego stepping in going, this is out of my safety spot, this is out of my little cage, and you're making me feel uncomfortable, so I'm gonna like rip up all the old shit. I'm gonna make you see that it's not nice to be in the freedom space. Okay, so our egos are playing a massive role in this transition that we're going through. So the best thing to do is to acknowledge the ego, because the ego is there to keep you safe, but the ego also needs to know that you have to move forward. You have to step up. You have to do this for yourself, for your soul, for you to feel at peace. Because you're not going to feel at peace until you follow that beautiful song. So yesterday, after I posted that I'm doing the live, I went for a swim with my son. And they've got this fantastic water park here. It's like really awesome. And there's this little thing, it's like a flow river. So it's a long river, and what you do is you get in and then you just relax, and you sort of, it moves you all the way around in this like long river. So I went in with Ben, and it's quite forceful, and I'm like, whoa dude, this is a bit, and he's like, no mom, you just need to relax, just chill and just go with the water. And as I was doing it, like every time I tried to resist, I'd get bumped into the wall and it would be uncomfortable. But the minute I relaxed and I just got into the flow of it, I was like, whoa, this is really cool. So we went like around a few times, and I was just like, oh, the universe is showing me, like, if you just go with the flow, so even though it feels turbulent when you get in, like it's actually a hell of a nice, comfortable ride. But what we do as humans is we resist. So every time I resisted in the water, I'd get bashed or I'd knock into someone or whatever. And there were people resisting all around me as well. So, you know, and the minute I relaxed, it was just like I was just going. So with the energies and everything, and I mean, we've got new retrogrades coming up and all that type of stuff as well. Like if we allow ourselves just to be in that space of going, surrender, let me just be here, and then we'll just flow. Okay, so that's the whole thing. It's like that beautiful, we just have to get into it. And the best way to deal with all the shit that's coming up right now is to drop back into your essence. Okay, so while I was teaching last week, I spoke a lot about the circles, and a lot of you guys must have heard me speaking so far about like my being is my circle, and in the center of my circle is my essence and my truth. And the one thing that you can do through all of the turmoil that you feel, through all of the doubt that you feel, and the angst and the insecurities and everything, is you need to drop back into your essence. Okay, so last week we worked with like, what is my truth? So when you just stop for a minute and you drop into that, it creates calm. Okay, and then you can be in that calm space, and you can be in the river, and the tides are there, and everything's happening, but you're just like, I'm here, and I'm just flowing with this. So every time, for me, it's like a pendulum. Okay, so things swing a bit. So we have our circle, and we have the pendulum going. I can swing within my circle, but when I go out of my circle, then things get unstable. So if I'm just like constantly doing this, getting back and going through my middle the whole time, okay? And then stopping myself from going too wide outside of my circle, stopping myself from connecting with other people's circles, other people's shit, breaking my boundaries of my circle, okay? So that's a big one. We're talking about boundaries next week, so make sure you're there. So it's about me staying in the center of my circle. So you've heard a lot of people saying stay in your lane. Like, stay with your shit. You don't need to get involved in everyone else's circles, guys. You need to focus on you at this point in time. Okay, so we believe that we are needing to save other people. We believe that we are needing to help other people. But we need to help us first. Because if I'm centered and I'm in my circle, I'm in my power, I'm in my essence and my truth, I'm here and everything is fine. And if I am fine, everything around me starts reflecting fine as well. Okay? If things within me is in turmoil and it's shit and everything, then everything around me is going to mirror that back to me. Okay? So the mirrors, like, you need to notice what's happening. If there's chaos around you, what's going on inside? And therefore I say keep on returning to your heart every time. Keep on returning to that space of just pure calm and love and essence. Okay, so that's really important. So what I want to do this morning is just to get us to drop back into heart space, because that's where we're working from. That's what we're needing to work with at the minute to help us get through the energies, so we can get into that space of flowing in the beautiful river of life. Okay, because there'll always be turbulent energies. There will always be something that's triggering us to step up a bit. Okay, and you can't stop that. It is what it is. If you're in the journey, if you decided to go down this rabbit hole with the rest of us to explore and to experience yourself even further, then basically suck it up and get back into that space of you and the essence of you and the truth of you. Okay, let me just see if there's anything else that I want to share. I think that's about it. So I just want to quickly go in now. The sun is so nice out there. So let's quickly just close our eyes and let's just breathe in and out. And we're just calling in our beautiful guides right now to be with us, protect us, guide us. And just be calm right now and see yourself in your circle, whatever your circle looks like for you. So if you can visualize, you have your mental, your physical, and the spiritual side, and the emotional side. So you have your 4 layers of being, okay? They in your circle. So they all form part of your beautiful circle, and right in the middle, it's you, your truth, your essence. I want you to breathe in right now, and we're calling in the divine light. Sikia lara masonko ia te alesa varesia koa ia te lei mate niawa. And visualize that coming through your crown right now, into your heart. And now we're just taking that beautiful light energy and we're just rippling it out through all of those layers. Physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. Just like water, see it rippling out. Calmly taking everything out. Just be in that energy right now. Noniana soko se alatiana waniamatekia waniana he ambo aniana o ae. And just breathe and feel yourself in the calm now. Now I want you to visualize yourself in this beautiful circle of yours, climbing into that stream of life. And just relax into it. In the center, hold on to your truth. And you can see the water splashing, you can see the turmoil, the energies, and just see yourself within it now. This beautiful, protected, strong warrior person that you are. And you are strong and you can do this. So just ride the waves. And in the edges of your circle you have all your guides and all the angels protecting you as well. Knowing that you're not alone, that there's nothing happening on this ride that will ever make you be alone. So just be in the flow. Kia rasate, la mia te kiasa, evo shekohi alara masiate ki. Okay. When you're ready, you can come out and open your eyes. Ooh, okay. Asai. That feels nice. Okay, so every time you need to just come back to yourself. So there's two more things I need to just say now. So Cassie asked on the group about physical things coming up during this period. And yeah, physical things are indications of emotional things. So for me, if I'm experiencing, oh, you're going to love this. So when did it get you? I got you on Saturday. And then we took my son swimming, and he wanted to go show me some stuff, and it was you climb out of this big pool and over rocks, and then you go to the scary slide and stuff, and I was a little bit apprehensive, but I'm like, I'm here, I'm going to be the best mom and have fun with my kid and everything. And as I'm walking through the water and there's lots of rocks and I knock my foot, but like literally my foot's purple, and I think I sort of broke a little bone or something. I'm not even sure, but it really was so sore, and it was my left foot. And I was like, what's this about? And it's about me resisting going into the unknown. Okay, it was like literally the universe went poof. Okay, there, like, stop it now. Okay, I'm putting your attention on this, your physical body. And now the whole last few days I've been like, okay, it's sore. I need to be okay with that. I need to be okay with going to the unknown. I need to be okay with stepping forward. This is my divine feminine. And then obviously all the stuff from Bruges as well. It's like my divine feminine is going, for fuck's sake, Yolandi, just move forward. Okay, so we're going to keep on reminding you. We're going to keep on giving you physical pain so that you can deal with this emotional stuff. Okay, and it's cool. So it's like, I mean, my foot's sore, but it is what it is. So if you're experiencing any physical ailments after last week or at any stage, okay, I very often find like my hips get really sore because I'm not moving forward. I'm stagnating. I'm not wanting to move forward. So my hips are the place where I hold on to stability. and, you know, lower back issues and stuff like that. That's about us going into the unknown. That's about us going into uncertainty. So just think about that. Like, whatever you're experiencing, if your heart's sore, if your arms are sore, you know, like, pop it in the questions in the group. Let us know what you are dealing with, because if you're dealing with pelvic issues, if you're dealing with hip issues, it's about stagnating and not wanting to move forward. It's about resistance, and the physical body shows us the resistance. Okay, if any of you guys are maybe experiencing anything, just pop us a message and let us know, and I will let you know what that actually represents, because the physical stuff is like really important. It shows us. And yeah, that's why I always laugh, because whenever I'm getting hurt or something is sore, it's like, come on, just listen, Yolandi. Okay. And then I have decided to be a bit nice this week, because I'm on holiday and I want you guys to, yeah, just like, I don't know, I just felt like giving you something nice. So I recorded a meditation a while back, and it's called... I called it the Daily Divine. So it's a meditation where you basically get to step into the energy of the divine every morning before you like move out into the world. So I'm going to put it on the group for you guys. It's on Google Drive, so you can just download it to your PC basically, or you can listen to it from that link, whatever works for you, but it's probably better to download it, have it on your phone, listen to it. So it's basically a daily meditation. It's got sound bowls in it, it's got some light language in it, and it's basically all about just working with your energy, getting source energy, and then basically setting yourself up for the day. So I thought I'd be nice today and just share that with you guys. I'll put it up later in the group. I hope you're going to enjoy it. And yeah, so that's me for this week. I will just post some random pickies and stuff of the trip, I think. But if there's anything you want to know, please post it in the group. Next week when I'm back home, we are going to be working with boundaries. Okay, so we already started touching on it today about what happens, and we're all in that space of thinking that we're needing to save everyone else and all that good stuff that we do as empaths and as beautiful light workers, because that's part of the mission. But yeah, boundaries super important. So next week we will be working with that. Okay, so yeah, any questions, pop it in the group. Anything else you want to know? Thanks, Bianca. It was lovely to have you on board. I'm loving all your Mauritius post checks, so bless. Okay, fabulous, guys. Have a beautiful day, and I will be going, and I think I'm going to be hanging off some trees with my son now. We've decided we're going to go and do one of these really scary things. I'm so scared of heights, where you get to go and like swing between trees and shit. So that's going to be good fun. So yeah, if I break my neck, then you know the universe has got a message there for me. Okay, have a fantastic day. Love you guys lots. Bye. Cool.